This is not my typical running gear. I am here for 2 weeks in Switzerland with my family, visiting my wife's side of the family, getting some skiing holiday in, as well as some getaway time for my wife and I in London. But that doesn't stop the 100-mile training, 75 miles a week, about 10,000 feet of vertical gain. But I mean, can we get it done in a more beautiful place? So let's get this running on. But first, let's do some skiing. And one thing is for certain, I am a terrible skier.
I'm all in or nothing.
Skiing is solid cross training for ultra marathon running. I feel like my quads are dog.
2 weeks in Europe and trying to also maintain this 100-miler goal that I have for my 40th birthday. I knew it was going to take a little bit of different effort, especially knowing that one whole week of those 2 weeks we were going to be in the Swiss mountains, getting some awesome skiing in a skill that I just am not that talented at, but got better. There are a couple fun dynamics when traveling places that I don't go to all that often, even though my wife's whole family is from Switzerland, so we get to go to Switzerland often. Is one, when do we fit the workouts in on a family vacation? I think that takes some coordination, and I am so blessed to have an incredible wife and partner in life that encourages me to chase these crazy dreams and allows for us to create the time for me to go do that. And number two is, where do I run? Because when we do go to Switzerland, it is not very often in the winter. And so the routes that I would normally do sometimes are snowed in, sometimes are full of mud, or I just don't go to those areas because it's wintertime. So this year was a ton of fun, getting some beautiful runs in during skiing time in where we were was Lenzerheide, Switzerland. So one of the cool things about this skiing area in Switzerland is they also had winter hiking trails marked out. So when I was up there in the mountains doing the skiing, I was able to take on and tackle a couple of those, winter walking trails. And despite the fact that there was snow and ice and a little bit of crazy weather, we still managed to get some really beautiful runs up in the mountains.
I can feel the moment, things changed. I can see the years pass, things fade, and still I hold it close to my chest. Watch it slip right out of my hands. Treading dark waters these days, all we do is come misery. Now it feels so far away, and all the years left in between. We can never really fight them. Late nights, cheap talk, we were right there. Feel hate every day, it's a nightmare, and I earn my respect. Let's go, I'll be back to you, 'cause it kills me every day. I never wanted to be the one you're the one to break.
Not a bad place to get the final run up here in Lenzerheide, Switzerland. At the end of our ski vacation here for just about a week. And let me tell you, the snow, as you can see, isn't excellent, but it's so cold they were able to at least make snow for this terrible skier, as I was attempting to get a little bit better at something I am not so great at. Running up here is totally different. One, the altitude. 2, the ice. And 3, family vacation is definitely different than the routine we have at home. But I am blessed to have an amazing wife who supports this crazy effort I am trying to do, making it to this 100 miler for my 40th birthday, and was able to get 12 miler in, 11 miler in, and then we'll get 2 8 miler in before heading back down to Zurich to stay with her family and get my double long run in this weekend. And man, skiing and then running at the end of the day makes for what I believe is pretty darn good ultra training, because each of these runs has been in the evening, and I mean, when you get views like this, can't really complain a whole lot, but slower and definitely fatigued legs that I am putting down some of the most tired runs that I've done. And but hey, that's what ultramarathon training is.
Coming back from the mountains, we had a couple days in Zurich before my wife and I got to go spend some alone time, and the grandparents watch the boys in London. There's a couple routes out and around her house near Zurich that I know, regardless of the weather, I should be okay more often than not. And one of them is just on the other side of Lake Zurich from her house, and got to experience really kind of the famous trail just behind Mount Zurich for the long Saturday run post skiing.
An actually beautiful Swiss morning in Zurich, although lots of construction of where I'm starting this run at. Headed up to one of the more famous trail runs in Zurich, to the Italiberg, and running along the ridge. Got 20 miles in, and yes, it is vacation holiday, but that doesn't stop it. So come along the long run as we head through the famous trails near Zurich.
Hold my heart and take my hand. Let me in so that you understand why I even try, why I can't say goodbye.
Sit right there and I'll explain why I find pleasure in the pain of losing out.
So do you wanna go out? And if you say no, it'll be a long ride home. And if you say no, it's gonna be a long drive home alone.
Found you here at life's crossroads. Reminds me of an episode I used to know. First time they said hello.
You turned my world all around. Left is right and lost is found. I can't stand up for falling down. And if you say no, it'll be a long ride home. And if you say no, it's gonna be a long drive home alone. And if you say yes, I'll wear my best and you can wear that dress. And if you say yes,
And boom, done with the run. Finished here in Zurich main station, 20.61 miles. Now, let's go walk the city with the family.
And as my wife and I headed off to London, England, to go catch a Premier League soccer match, as you can see, wearing Crystal Palace Football Club hat, that we got to spend some time together going to that, as well as sightseeing around London, and also having a fun night out together, doing one of our favorite things that we love to do, go out and dance the night away, is we got some runs around the royal palaces of London.
Welcome to London. Now, get a little bit of jog in a different city. Time for a jaunt around Hyde Park, St. James Park, and Green Park. Sightseeing on foot, no better way.
Bow down, take a seat. You're in the presence of a real queen bee. What you get is what you see. I'm a goddess and a beast, a nightmare and a dream. Yeah, I'm the real thing. Ain't nobody can compare to me. So you'll call me Majesty, boy, you better bend the knee, 'cause you're lucky if you're next to me. You know I'm royalty. You know I'm royalty.
2 weeks worth of running in Europe, 2 weeks of marathon training and one of the weeks was excellent in getting over 70 miles in and roughly 10,000 feet of vertical gain. And although the second week was a little bogged down with the travel back to the United States, was still able to get 65 miles in, but the vertical is a little low because London is quite a flat city. And when I'm in a city like London, I'm not going to spend the time on a treadmill. So my runs just didn't quite have the vertical gain. But one of the things that I will take away from this, it's not the running that I did. It's not, did I get my miles in or did I not? Because I just don't think these 2 weeks are going to make or break my ability to complete the 100-miler. But it's the memories of spending time with the family, spending time with the kids, showing them the skiing, and spending time with my wife in London and having family memories. And as I have always said on this channel, it's not running that runs my life. It is my family and all of the things that surrounds my family. And so now we buckle down because it is time to start really ratcheting it up, despite the fact that this week's forecast not looking so great.
Everything